welcome to Hibbity News! Today we're going to be taking a look at the late 80s Walter Hill neo-noir action flick, Johnny Handsome. Now in this movie, Mickey Rourke plays the title character, Johnny Handsome. He's living down in New Orleans, fucking dark, shady city. His character has a real bad, like, facial deformity he was born with and shit. Like, his bones kept growing or something. He's got some tumors and stuff, so he's got, like, a big kind of ridgy forehead. He's got tumors and stuff. He also got a cleft palate, so it's hard for him to talk. Kind of talks with a lisp and shit. So, of course, you know, all fucking his life and shit, he just was growing up, getting shit. Nobody would take him seriously. Nobody give him a job, so he turned to a life of crime. When the movie picks up, his best friend, played by Scott Wilson, older people will know Scott Wilson from In Cold Blood. Newer motherfuckers know him from Herschel, Walking Dead and shit. Well, he plays Johnny Handsome's best and only friend in life. He owns a bar. Unfortunately, he had to borrow money from some gangster motherfuckers. You know, like, they're all bleeding him dry, want to pay all this outrageous interest and shit. So, you know, he needs some quick cash, so he goes to Johnny Handsome, who, you know, living a life of crime, robbing fucking, you know, stores and stick-ups and shit. He goes to Johnny Handsome, help him out. Johnny Handsome cuts him in out on a robbery that he's planning. It's going to take down like a coin store, jewelry store, mostly like coins, all these rare coins and shit. Going to take this stuff, going to be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars, going to save his best friend's bar and shit. Unfortunately, to pull the job off, they bring in some outside fuckers. Evil pair of motherfuckers played by Lance Henriksen, Ellen Barkin, man, they're so fucking evil. Ellen Barkin's such an outrageous, evil, cold-hearted bitch. Lance Henriksen in full, you know, primetime Lance Henriksen mode, like he wasn't near dark and shit, always fucking growling, fucking outrageous hair and fucking suits and shit, just over-the-top evil motherfucker. So they do the robbery. Kind of like some Reservoir Dog shit. They go in, Lance Henriksen fucking goes crazy, starts shooting everybody and shit, you know, but it all was working out until fucking, of course, Lance Henriksen and Ellen Barkin, they got double-crossed, fucking shoot Scott Wilson, fucking kill Johnny Handsome's best friend. They try to kill Johnny Handsome, but he fucking gets away. They kill the getaway driver and shit. They take all the coins and shit, all the loot for them fucking sales, greedy motherfuckers. Johnny Handsome's too, like, fucking, you know, grief-stricken and shit. He can't leave his friend there dead, so he gets fucking pinched for the crime and shit. He's in jail. Morgan Freeman comes in as a fucking cop, been following Johnny Handsome his whole life. Real fucking nasty motherfucker Morgan Freeman play. Just fucking goes to his jail cell, tell him how worthless he is. He ain't never gonna be nothing. He knew he'd always fuck up and he, you know, get him and shit. Meanwhile, there's a kind-hearted doctor played by Whitaker with a crooked eye and shit. He wants to help Johnny Handsome because he sees it like, hey man, this guy never had a fucking chance in life, man. This facial deformity, people being assholes to him and shit. So the idea here is if we give Johnny Handsome a new face, maybe he can start a new life. So it's like a big experimental procedure. They do a series, not just one, but a series of facial reconstructions and shit on Johnny Handsome. And you know, this is why this movie's like really different. Like, this is probably like a good 30-minute chunk of the middle movie. Like, it becomes like a whole drama. Like, they could have made a whole movie just about this guy getting a whole new life because of the new face and shit. So they get him all fixed up, and finally Johnny Handsome looks like Mickey Rourke. You know, he's got some scars and shit, but he looks like Mickey Rourke that we all know and love. So part of the deal was consenting to all these surgeries and shit. They're going to give him a whole brand new, like, name and face, wipe his criminal record clean and shit, get him out on parole. Starts working at a fucking shipyard and stuff, you know, grinding and shit, welding shit, I don't know what the fuck. But anyway, this, like, company that he works for has its own, like, little bank to handle all the payroll. They pay out the fucking employees directly and shit. They have their own ATMs and shit. So Johnny Handsome thinks, this would be a great fucking heist. And he starts dating a girl that works in the payroll department. So this is where the movie gets real interesting. You know, like, at this point, you just think this movie's gonna be, like, this guy got a brand new life. He got out of the shit. He ain't never gonna go back. And, like, actually, the way Mickey Rourke plays it, like, you really do think, like, he's, you know, hey, man, this might work out and shit with this girl I'm dating and stuff. Finally got love in my life. Maybe I'll go straight. But it still stings at him, man, that his best friend got killed. His only friend in this fucking world got killed. So he's like, I gotta get these motherfuckers back. So he shows up with his brand new face, Lance Henriksen, Ellen Barkin. He says, hey, I want to fucking go in on a job with you motherfuckers. They're all suspicious and shit, but they have no clue that he's really Johnny Handsome because he looks all different and shit. So he gets him to go in on him, rob a shipyard and shit. Great robbery scene to go in. It's like a little mini bank in there, piss whip motherfuckers. Great daring car chase, action shot, real fucking great. The opening fucking robbery, this movie's really top notch. Walter Hill was on top of his fucking game, man, and shit. Then the movie gets really interesting, all the double crossing and shit. They're going to double cross Johnny Handsome, of course, because they're scandalous motherfuckers, do that to anybody. But Johnny Handsome's one step ahead. Meanwhile, he's got to plan all this shit out. He's still got Morgan Freeman breathing down his fucking neck, coming after him. Johnny, I know what you're going to do. I know it. I can't prove it, but I know you're into some crooked shit, whatever. So not to spoil too much, but the rest of the movie revolves around, you know, how is Lance Henriksen and Ella Barkin going to try to double cross and fuck over Johnny Handsome? How is Johnny Handsome going to try to double cross them, set them up, get revenge for killing his best friend? And then Morgan Freeman, oh, he's fucking around the corner. How's he going to come into play? He's going to bust him. What's he going to do? Typical Walter Hill fashion. This all comes down to a big showdown in the end. I ain't going to tell you what happened, but of course it's fucking violent, hardcore. Motherfuckers get shot left and right. Great, exciting conclusion to the movie. So the type of movie Johnny Handsome was trying to be, got the great, exciting, high shit, but also bringing in the drama of this guy's life and shit. I have to say, they really brought a lot of emotion to it. Mickey Rourke sold the emotion and shit. Really great, heartfelt, but at the same time still being a badass guy, fucking drinking beer type of movie. Johnny Handsome, I can't give it any less than fucking 8 out of 10. Now on the picture and sound, this is where I'm going to get a little controversial on this. If you look on the internet, you look at reviews, man, fucking all the DVD, Blu-ray reviewers, man, they fucking get this and they shit all over. It looks terrible, it looks murky, it's inconsistent, all this shit. Most DVD reviewers, they fucking go, you know, they put in Marvel's The Avengers and they watch that, and then they put in a movie like Johnny Handsome, like, well, this doesn't look right, this doesn't look right. Listen, man, the GOAT has a different set of standards. He wants the fucking Blu-ray to look like how the movie looked and shit and the intention and stuff. Big knock on this Blu-ray is the fucking softness. There's a lot of soft scenes. Hey motherfuckers, hate to tell you, but movies in the 80s look way softer than the shit that they film now with digital shit. They had to shoot these with film, photochemically process the film, color it chemically, all this shit. Much different process back in the day than what they do on fucking Skyfall or fucking Dark Knight Rises or where the fuck now. And then there's a big criticism like, well, the scenes are funkily lit and it's not that pretty looking and all this shit. Man, that's fucking Walter Hill's style and shit. You know, that's how he wanted it. Fucking movie, it's a lot of film grain, so you know they didn't go and DNR and scrub that shit on. Now this Blu-ray might not be pretty when you put it in and shit, but at the same time the movie wasn't supposed to look pretty, if you know what I'm saying. So I feel like, you know, them taking a film print, not fucking with it too much, just putting it on high-def Blu-ray. Yeah, you know, it might look a little weak here and there, but there are some good scenes that look really good and shit. I think they did the best that they could to make it look like the original fucking release version of the movie and shit. And I'm glad they didn't go in and digitally fucking fix everything, because you can do that shit now on the computer and tweak the colors and all this shit. But I think with this disc, you're going to get what fucking Walter Hill intended. The sound is, you know, DTS HD master audio, but it's only a stereo because, you know, they went with the original release thing. They didn't do the remaster on the sound and shit. So, you know, hey, you know, sound could have been a little more immersive and shit, but that's the price you pay for wanting to sit down and watch 1989, low budget, wasn't successful type of movie, if you know what I'm saying. So picture and sound might not blow you away, but I feel like I got a really film-like presentation with this shit. I ain't going to complain too much. I actually like how dark and grimy, you know, the whole movie's kind of darkly lit and shit. Even the daytime scenes are kind of great looking. I like the whole look. I thought the Blu-ray did a good job of, you know, recreating that shit. So I'm going to go picture and sound 6.5 out of 10. Alright, special features. This is an area where motherfuckers on the internet can't bitch about, you know, complain and debate and shit. There is some good special features. This movie came out, did not do too well. The marketing was weak and shit. They weren't pushing it that fucking hard or whatever. You know, and I mean, to be honest, I guess it had a lot to do with because it was just a dark and fucking somewhat depressing movie and shit. You know, unfortunately, they couldn't get Mickey Rourke involved. They couldn't get Walter Hill involved. Usually, when you can't get the star director, they just say, fuck it. But nah, man, kudos to Lionsgate for putting out this obscure older movie and getting some brand new special features on it. They got fucking red shirt pictures. Y'all know Michael Felsher, fucking one of the best. You know, DVD supplement, making motherfuckers. He makes great little documentaries, featurettes and shit. There's 3 different featurettes on here. One, they interviewed a screenwriter. He talks about how some motherfuckers came to him adapting the book that the movie's based on. He adapted it, then got Walter Hill involved, the movie got made. He talks about his experience of writing the movie and shit, and then when it came out, it didn't do too well because, you know, motherfuckers weren't promoting it or whatever. He talks about how he got bitter and shit. I liked it. It was a good fucking little, you know, insight into the movie. They got another featurette with Michael Westmore, who did the makeup effects for Johnny Handsome shit. He describes the real life, you know, medical fucking documentary shit he had to look at to get the, you know, all the little pieces right and shit, make it look like a good makeup, not look like a big rubber mask and shit. And last but not least, they got Alan Graff, fucking world-renowned, you know, stunt coordinator. You've seen him in a bunch of movies playing little parts, doing stunts and shit. He had a little part in the movie. He talks about his friendship with Walter Hill because he played for USC back in the day, and Walter Hill's a big fucking crazy USC fan, so he got involved in all Walter Hill movies and shit after they met. Talks about, you know, the pressure of like doing these little driving stunts down in the French Quarter and shit, where, you know, if you fucking would have fucked up and like knocked into a building or shit because of the historical whatever, the city would have shut down the filming and shit. Interesting shit. He actually was a second unit director. He talks a little bit about you know, shooting some of the action scenes. Really good, interesting stuff. These 3 featurettes, I gotta say, really top notch for getting people who are involved in the movie, who really had good stories to tell and shit. It was nice to get some insight on, you know, some of the shit behind the scenes of the movie, because I've been a big fan of this movie for a long time, since I was a kid, and you know, there's not like a whole lot of information out there about it. They also got the theatrical trailer on there, which is awesome, and they also got a video still gallery. That's like the little publicity photos to take on the set. Special features, I'm gonna give them a fucking 7.5 out of 10. So this is it for Johnny Handsome. If you're a long time fan like me, man, you gotta pick up the disc, gotta have that shit in your collection. If you haven't seen it yet, give it a fucking try, man. Good fucking neo-noir thriller. I wish that genre would come back a little more. I'm getting really tired of this bland, like, pussy CGI bullshit that's reigning in the theaters. I wish, you know, we could get back to making these little tiny, grimy, nasty fucking movies.